afternoon, everyone. I'm Lindsay Urban, the director of the Arts Institute of Middlesex County. Welcome to Art and Story Time. Today and all month, we are celebrating Women's History. And today we are joined by our friends at the Civic League of Greater New Brunswick. Please set your screens to speaker view. We are recording this session, and if you wish to remain anonymous, please keep your camera off. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Sean Hewitt, the Director of Youth Leadership at the Civic League of Greater New Brunswick.
Thanks a lot, Lindsay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again. And if this is your first time here, welcome to Storytime. As mentioned, my name is Sean Hewitt. I'm the Director of Youth Leadership at the Civic League of Greater New Brunswick. The Civic League is a nonprofit agency in New Brunswick that focuses on supporting African American and other minority groups in the Greater Brunswick community. And today, we're going to have a conversation and read a story of Josephine Baker. And so we're going to transition to a short presentation that outlines her life and her accomplishments. So Josephine Baker was born on June 3rd, 1906 as Frida Josephine McDonald. And she was born in St. Louis, Missouri. Her parents were both entertainers and they performed throughout the segregated Midwest, often bringing her on stage during their shows, which I'm sure inspired her. Ms. Baker flourished as a dancer in several vaudeville shows, which was a popular theater genre in the 20th century. Although her audiences were mostly white, Baker's performances followed African themes and style. Ms. Baker was multi-talented, known for her dancing and singing, and she even played in several successful major motion pictures released in Europe. Her return home, forced Ms. Baker to confront segregation and discrimination that she had not experienced since she was a child in St. Louis. She often refused to perform to segregated audiences, which usually forced club owners to integrate her shows. Her opposition against segregation and discrimination was recognized by the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as the NAACP. In 1963, she was one of the few women allowed to speak at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. So again, we are very excited to highlight Ms. Josephine Baker's life. She's made major contributions, not only as an African American, but again for women. And so we highlight her on our first session in Women's History Month. Now I introduce to you Ms. Tracy Origio, who's going to be doing our reading for today.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again to Art and Story Time. We are celebrating, as Mr. Hewitt said, Women's History Month, and I am so excited to read this book to you. It's called Josephine, celebrating the dazzling life of Josephine Baker, written words by Patricia Ruby Powell, and pictures by Christian Robinson. Look at her. Beautiful. So this is a few excerpts from the book. And we fully encourage you to buy the entire book. It's kind of long. So we're just gonna walk through, like a story walk, through Miss Baker's life. So we start off, Josephine, born poor, out of wedlock in honky-tonk town, rambunctious St. Louis, Missouri, home of barrel houses, nickel shots of whiskey, and gambling halls, home of ragtime music, raggedy black music, gotta make the rent music, lift my soul music, golden age music. Josephine's mama scrubbed floors, but would have rather been dancing, where you were free of how to pay the rent, where you could be right there in your body, nowhere else, where you could let your body laugh or cry. A vivacious vaudeville troupe, the Dixie Steppers, booked the Booker T. Washington Theater, needed an extra act. The Jones family, now this is Miss Baker's family, performing outside won the job. Off the street and onto the stage, Josephine danced like she was on fire. She arched her back and flipped her tail like a rooster. She flapped and pumped, dancing the turkey trot, so fine that the Dixie Steppers asked her to step along with them. So long, Jones family. Josephine was stepping out. Yes, sir. She soared over the stage as Cupid, god of love, with leaping legs and little wings. Hooked on wires, she held bow and arrow but her wires got crossed, couldn't get down. Hanging in midair, she rolled her eyes like shooting marbles, failed those long legs. What a clown. Seeing everybody look at me electrified me. So this is what you can do. You know, sometimes you make mistakes in the middle of trying to do, and can you do? So Miss Baker chose to make people laugh. The audience laughed themselves to tears. They stomped, they clapped. Just a kid, 13, and Josephine loved that crazy applause. The Dixie Steppers, ready to leave St. Louis to set off on tour, thought Josephine was too young to leave her home. Josephine didn't. She said to her kid sister, Margaret, cross your heart. Swear you don't tell mama. I'm leaving with the show. And Josephine set out with the Dixie Steppers. She'd conquer the world and show them all. She'd be rich, she'd be famous, she'd even send money home. The Dixie Steppers took the train down the Mississippi, down to New Orleans, dancing, singing, and partying all the way through the lands of the Ku Klux Klan, where hostile white faces hid under white hoods, where white folks threatened colored folk, where whites lived apart, segregated from colored, where signs for one latrine or a bathroom read white ladies and one for another colored women, and where a white person wouldn't sell you a cup of coffee because you were Negro. They performed on Black vaudeville circuit, in ramshackle theaters and open air hollows, but there was no place to hook up Cupid. So instead of dancing, Josephine became the dresser. She helped dress the dancers down in New Orleans until her time usefulness ran out. And who just happened to be in town but the Ragtag Jones family, Papa, Mama, and Doll. The Dixie Steppers said, Stay here with the Joneses, Josephine, because you're not stage material. That didn't suit Josephine's plan to conquer the world. Before the Dixie Steppers train steamed out of the station, Josephine hid in a costume trunk, a stowaway kid. So she was determined to be on stage. Josephine's volcanic core heated, but the comic in her funnier, like a hot steam release. Poof! The chorus kicked forward and she kicked backward. Pop! They strutted and Josephine shimmied instead. The hoofers in the chorus scowled, but the audience laughed. Josephine stepped out of time at the end of the chorus line, dancing with the Dixie Steppers all the way to Philadelphia, where the Dixie Steppers, tired of the road, went their separate ways. She awoke dazzled by the big city and filled with hope. Walked straight to the theater, bold as shout, and auditioned for Miss Sissel, the producer. Sorry, too small, too thin, too dark. Wasn't there any place in the world where color didn't matter? Josephine jutted out her hip, flirted and grinned, and stole the spotlight from Eva the star. The audience howled. Eva the chorus, the director, all raged at Josephine, but the reviews raved a born comic. It's impossible to take your eyes off this little cross-eyed girl. So she made funny faces as she was dancing, and later on, Miss Sarah will help us and teach us how to make funny faces while we're dancing too. Hope everyone has their signature move and has their funny face that they like to make because we want to learn from you too. She made the white audience laugh, mugging faces, grimacing and sighing through her exotic jig. Josephine soaked it up and kept the job. After shuffle, Josephine danced and sang downtown at the Plantation Club, but she couldn't sit at a table and eat dinner with white folk. She couldn't enter the front door. For the first time in my life, I felt beautiful. So now she's traveling, she's left the city, and now she's going off her major way to hit the city lights. So, performing at the Plantation Club, goofy, glamorous, sparkling, Josephine caught the eye of an elegant white lady, Caroline Dudley. She asked Josephine to perform in La Rue Negre in Paris, France. Paris? Oh, yes. Get ready for a blast. Get ready for Josephine. On the ship from New York, just like any good old American hotel, rich white flappers and their sleek gentlemen strolled the upper decks. Josephine and the cast of La Rue Negre strutted the lower deck, segregated. They all landed in France together. They boarded the French train together. And in the dining car, we were welcomed. We couldn't believe our eyes. Were the French colorblind? The ebullient troop of Harlem Negroes poured out of the train into rainy Paris, wearing vermilion, rose, yellow, and green, plaid pants, polka dotted skirts and shirts, outlandish hats tipped over ebony faces, and every one of them laughing to beat the band. Vive la revue! And from this jovial group, a teenager, bronze and checkered overalls, strode forth, smiled, and said, "So this is Paris." Josephine had arrived in the city of light. Deep trap steam flashed and whistled. Josephine was on fire. "Call the fire department." "No, don't." "Moi, oui." Knees squeeze, now fly, arm scissor and splay. Quelle surprise. Word got out. Opening night, the theater crackled with tension. A giant dancer lifted Josephine onto the stage. Like black lava, she slid off his back and faced the audience. Her deep volcanic core, filled with emotion, filled with music, erupted. She shimmied, she shook, she swiveled and kicked. Sparks flew. C'est magnifique. She starred at the Lafayette next. Josephine, her name in lights, was living a fairy tale. The theater filled with princes, painters, diplomats. The Black Pearl climbed down a palm tree, wearing a skirt of bananas and a necklace of shells. She wriggled like a serpent, slunk like a panther, and boxed like a kangaroo. Maui. Josephine was all the rage. People bought Josephine dolls clad in bananas, Josephine lipsticks, shoes, perfume, dresses, Baker Fix hair pomade, high society tanned to look like Josephine, all the white. Josephine bleached her skin with lemons to look like high society. She strode down from Champs Elysees, the heart of Paris, with her leopard Chiquita, wearing a leopard Chiquita, wearing a diamond choker, a regal as queen by day, as wild as a leopard by night. That night at the theater, dressed in cream colored gown, buttoned to the throat, she sang the Austrians a lullaby. Pretty little baby, a Negro spiritual, from a time when Negro slaves were beaten by white masters. Who could call her a savage? It worked. The Austrians called her an angel. Another victory for Josephine. She glowed. Josephine? She married Joe Bouillon, her orchestra leader, and started to adopt children of different races and from different countries. From Korea, Japan, Finland, Colombia came Akio, Jano, Jari, and Luis. Then came Jean Claude, Moise, Marianne, Brian, Kofi, Mara, Noel, and finally the youngest, Selena. From Canada, Israel, Algeria, Ivory Coast, Venezuela, and two from France. 12 children in all. Josephine brought them up their own religions as Buddhist, Shinto, Protestant, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, animist. At last, she felt the world was represented in her family. She called them her rainbow tribe. At 67, she booked a performance in Carnegie Hall in New York City, the best known theater anywhere. How would America receive her this time? Josephine strode onto the stage in a sequin bodysuit and an orange plumed headdress, 4 feet high. The Carnegie crowd cheered till the tears came, theirs and hers. She danced, she sang, she strutted, even more cheers and tears at the last bow. She received her best reviews ever. This is not just a comeback, this is an eternal return, raved the press. Paris had opened its arms to Josephine once again. Her doctor said rest, she couldn't. After the opening celebration of Josephine, she was up half the night partying. Victory was too sweet. She was ready to go to the next cabaret. No one would join her. Too tired, they said. And so as her life came, and now here we are. So she was just truly a civil rights activist, a dancer, and a true spirit, an individual spirit. Now, does anyone have any questions? or want to go through anything? There was a lot that we talked about in this book. So if we wanted to go back to any words that we want to redefine, anything we want to talk about? Okay, so I'm looking forward to, I believe Miss Aubrey Rose has something that you would like to share.
Hello, my name is Aubrey Rose. I am 9 years old. I'm in the fourth grade. I go to Arbor Elementary School. And Josephine said, "You know, friends, I do not lie to you when I tell you I've walked into palaces of kings and queens and into houses of presidents and much more. But I could not walk into a hotel in America and get a cup of coffee, and that made me mad. Josephine inspires me because she used her talents in art to fight for justice. As a young artist, one day I plan to do the same."
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very
Good
much.
job, Aubrey.
Thank
Thank you.
So now, I believe our friend Sarah, Miss Sarah, is going to help us in a new activity. Now, before, and if this is your first time, we usually pair the books with a creative activity with Miss Ayana, leading us to make a certain sculpture or a certain picture using whatever supplies we have on hand. Well, today we are going to use we are the activity. We're the supply, our bodies, right? So we're ready, very excited to have you come and join us. And if you want to, Miss Sarah is going to join us in a warm-up activity. And then we're going to learn some dances that Miss Baker did. Right, Miss Ayana?
Yep. Are you guys excited? Are you ready? Got to get a nice space so you can do some moves. And then we're gonna want you guys to show your moves to us too. So we got to see what you're working with, so we could see if we got the same thing.
All right, so I'm gonna get it started. Um, Thank you everyone for joining me today. My name is Miss Sarah. So we're gonna start off today doing a couple of warm-up exercises. And then later on, I'm gonna show you, like Miss Tracy said, I'm gonna show you a couple of dances. Okay.
I love your dress, Miss Sarah.
Thank you. Maybe turn it down a little bit. A little bit. Sorry. All right, everyone. So we're gonna practice stretching our muscles. So we're gonna roll. So everybody stand up, and we're gonna roll our shoulders back. So roll our shoulders, roll them back. Because we gotta warm our bodies up before we can get them moving properly. Because if not, we might hurt ourselves, right? So okay. Now let's roll them forward. Oh, good job. I see everyone practicing. Okay, good job. Okay, now let's roll our necks. You might hear a couple of funky noises. It's okay. Okay, now like roll it the other way. Good job. Okay. Now I want you to stretch up and reach to the sky like you're trying to touch the sky with your two hands. Reach. You might feel like a stretch in your stomach and in your arms. Kind of like reach like one hand and then the other. And then breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth and then kind of bend over. There you go. And come back up. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in through your nose and bend over and breathe out through your mouth. Okay, now let's shake that out. Shake that out. Shake out your feet. Shake out your arms. Shake out your legs. Shake it out. Okay. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start stepping to the side. I don't know if you guys can hear the music too well, but we're gonna try to step to the music. So if you guys can have a little rhythm to your step. Okay, good. I see a couple of you dance. Okay, good job. I see you guys. Good. Okay. Now if you guys can like a step a clap. So clap, 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 clap. Now with the clap, if you guys could so right now I'm like going to the side, right? But if you guys want to go like up in the air and then down, then up, down, and up, and down. If you want to switch down, and then up, and down, and then up. Okay, now we're gonna do this thing where you're like I don't know, you're rolling your arms. Yeah, I see Mr. Hewitt over there. Yeah, okay. Then we're gonna go up and down. Or we can even go in a circle if you guys want. Yeah, great job, everyone. Okay, let's check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Now let's keep on stepping. Actually, let's keep on stepping because we're gonna learn our first Charleston move. Okay, let's keep on stepping to music. Now, something that a lot of dancers of the Charleston would do is they would shake their heads like a bobblehead. So can you guys practice that? Shake your head like a bobblehead. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me, but I'm doing it. That's the other thing, guys. Like in the past,
It's hard for me too.
I've never really danced Charleston, so I've been practicing, for preparation for today. So, we're all learning together. Okay, so, all right, now we're gonna do this thing called the bailadita, or you can also call it the shake it out.
Either you're mine or you're not.
So, what we're gonna do is we are going. Listen, can you lower the volume a little bit? Can you guys hear me okay? I feel like I'm screaming. Is it okay? Okay, you guys okay? Okay. So what we're gonna do is this is kind of something about the Charleston that you guys should know is that it's very high energy. So think you just had a lot of candy and it's like you're ready to go home on a Friday afternoon and you just had a whole bunch of candy and you're looking forward to the weekend, right? So you're ready to party. So this bailadita is gonna get us ready for the Charleston, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna count down. So we're gonna do shake our right hand 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're gonna shake our leg 8 times and our left leg 8 times. And then we're gonna go down 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm just gonna start and then you guys can follow me, okay? So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Shake it out. Good job, everyone. That's amazing. Thank you, everyone. So it's a lot, right? So shake it out. Shake it out. That was a lot. Okay. So I think we're ready to begin learning some more Charleston dance moves. So our main dance move that we're going to learn today is I think the most classic Charleston dance move that we usually see people doing. I'm going to move my camera down so you guys can see my feet. Mr. Sean, can you pause the music for a second? Okay, cool. So I want you guys to watch my feet, okay? So what we're gonna do is we are going to have our feet in shoulder width apart or just regular like you're standing. And I want everybody to kind of be on the balls of their feet. So the balls of your feet are like, not your tippy toes, but you're not standing flat. You're just like on your kind of like you're ready to go. Like you're feeling excited and you're hyper. Okay. So you're gonna do is you're gonna step on your right foot, step on your left foot. Okay. So you're gonna take your left foot that you just stepped on and take it back. And then you take your right foot and take it back. Okay? So let's try that again. Ready? Step on your right foot, step on your left foot, take your left foot, take it back, take your right foot, take it back. Okay, let's do that. So we're kind of like easy. You don't want to be too like heavy on your feet because the Charleston is really fast. So you kind of want to be like really light on your feet and because you want to pick up your feet really quickly. Okay, so ready? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that too quick? I'll do a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then your arms match. It's kind of like when you're walking. They're very simple. Like you just kind of, they follow you. The arms are just gonna follow your body. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your upper body is gonna go like the opposite of what your legs are doing. So if my legs are going forward, my upper body is going back. But that's like advanced. So if you guys can't handle that, it's totally good. Okay, so ready? 5, 6, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Please feel free to like unmute yourselves. I'm just like throwing stuff at you. And it's hard for me to tell. I see people dancing, which is awesome. I see some else doing it, which is great.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah, great, awesome. Okay, so Mr. Hewitt, if you want to turn on some music, this dance move can literally be danced with a partner. So if there's multiple of you, feel free to like, grab somebody's hand and like just sort of.
Okay, Miss Tracy.
Yeah. You can also dance around. Like you don't need to stay in place. You can walk around. Yeah. Go. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, Lindsay, I see you. Okay, Miss Ayana, I see you too.
Still so deep in your eyes. I touch you more and more every time. When you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2, 3 times.
Is it dramatic with your upper body too? Really like get out the head, go for your job. Anybody want to share?
Who's party time?
On.
I think that's Mr. Hewitt.
That's what I said.
There's another dance move that you guys could do. That's kind of like you're a little dog. Like put the ends like this. Like you're a little prairie dog or a dog. And you can kind of like go like this. I'm not sure if I'm doing it that well, but I saw it.
Is that supposed to be the little TikTok thing?
Probably not.
Oh.
You could do like arms. So always come back to this step.
Lindsay's the best.
We're just killing it.
Right, she's killing it over there.
Go ahead, Maria.
Thank you so much, everyone. I hope that this was fun. Dance really has been such like a really therapeutic way for me to release energy like throughout my entire life. And if you're interested at all in dancing, you should definitely like do it, even if it's not like anything you know, like with classes, just like doing dance, like turning music on, and you know, this class will end, but you know, feel free to turn on some music later on and keep on dancing, because dancing is really awesome. I love to dance. Hey, Carolina. Hi, Carolina. So yeah, that's all I really got. Does anybody have any questions? Or anybody want to share?
Does anybody want to show us their dance moves? Go ahead, Maria. And then Tavi after Maria.
I don't know what it's called, but here it is.
Okay. I love your skirt.
Do you want some music? Oh.
Oh, get it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, the heel stretch.
That was great.
Amazing.
And, okay, Tavi, it's your turn. Can we see something? Tavi, did you want to share? Yeah, what did you want to share? Okay. Does anybody else want to share? If I could dance, I would share with you guys, but I don't know how to dance.
Miss Ayana, I think we're gonna show a video of Miss Baker dancing, because we actually have some footage, some live footage of her from when she was younger dancing. So we're gonna show you that in a minute, but you're gonna see in this video, she does a really silly face. Remember Miss Tracy was talking about all the faces that she made and how she made everybody laugh. So I'm thinking, even if you don't want to dance, you can show us your crazy face. Because she did a lot of faces that were really emotional, like scary faces and angry faces and funny faces, all sorts of silly, crazy faces.
I see yours, Gia.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, Tavi, is Tavi doing a good face? Let me see you, Tavi. Ooh, look at that. So scary. Ah. Maria, let's see your funny face. Let me see you do a funny one. Ah, that's a good one. Ooh, Gia did a face. Another thing you're gonna see is, remember in the book that Miss Tracy was reading, they said that she used to cross her eyes, right? She used to do a cross eye. Does anybody know how to do that? Don't hurt yourself. You kind of go like
Did
this.
you see Miss Tracy?
She made that really funny face.
Party time. Do you have
Ooh,
any
Gia,
cool
look at that.
faces?
There goes Gia.
Ooh, Maria, I saw that.
Yes, he does.
Just be careful though, Maria. Don't do that too often.
It's true. We don't want to hurt anybody's eyes. Wow, can anybody imagine dancing that quickly? Do you see how fast her feet were moving?
That's
She
too
sta-
quick for me. And
And
I
she
don't even
stayed
know
up
how to
the whole
dance.
time. I would slip. I would fall down. All right, well, before we go, does anybody else have any more moves they want to try?
Tavi's showing us some.
And we can try the move that you make too. If you want to show us a move, we'll all try it.
Well, I don't have a move, but I have a statement, something I'd like to say. This is Aubrey Hewitt, Sean Hewitt's father and mother. And I just realized that you guys couldn't see us, so hopefully you can see us now. You know, I want to let you know that I'm impressed with what you guys are doing. I'm also very thankful for a couple of reasons. One, I see my beautiful granddaughter down there, and she gets to participate and be exposed to the arts along with these other kids. They didn't have stuff like this when we were growing up. And so the exposure that they're receiving, the things that you're sharing with them, and the learning that they will have as a result will all be things that will contribute to changing our culture as it exists today and improving it. And I want to thank you all for the hard work that you're putting in and your desire and love for these children. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Hewitt.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Happy to.
Before we go, I remember Miss Tracy saying something about when she was reading the story about Miss Baker being like a volcano, having the fire inside of her like a volcano, being black lava. I want to see if anybody who's joined us could show us what it looks like to them to be a volcano. Can somebody be a volcano?
Tavi said that she wants to show us.
Oh yeah,
She has
I
her
want
hand
to see
raised.
that. I want to see that.
You next, Aubrey?
First, if the volcano looks like this, and if somebody touched it, it'll go up in the air.
Okay.
Thank you,
Aubrey,
Tommy.
you
That was
next?
good.
This is what a volcano looks like. And then this is what it is when it's coming out.
Nice.
Right.
Thank you, guys. I like that. I love how they said she was explosive like that. It's amazing.
I would love to show you guys, but you might have to take me to the hospital afterwards.
Oh,
We don't want anybody to really explode on screen here.
Well, there you go.
Well,
Well,
thank you all.
We just wanted to make sure that you knew about our next book. And Miss Sarah's going to screen share it. So it's My Name is Georgia, a portrait by Jeanette Winter. And so it's next week. It's the same day, Wednesday, the same time, 4 p.m. And yes, Miss Ayana, it's a new link. So we'll send it to you by tomorrow. You'll have the new registration, all the information, as well as the book and all the materials that will go with it so that you can join us again. Thank you very much. This is just awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. See everybody next week. Thank you again.